no one's favorite politician, John Fetterman, has been in the news a lot recently, representing my great my great state, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and has let us all down. Um, he has betrayed every single value and every single person that voted for him in many ways. Voting for the big beautiful bill, voting against releasing the Epstein files, supporting the Iran war, supporting the genocide in Gaza, among many things. So we're working on primarying him. And John Fetterman is doubling down. He still wants to be in the Senate. And I pray to God that we can get him out. This is from the Hill. Fetterman tells Bill, I never was able to pronounce his name, Maher. Yeah, it's Maher. Okay. Fetterman tells Maher he feels lonely as a moderate Democrat. Oh, do you? What about the family member who's dying alone in the, hospital, or dying alone in their house because they can't afford the life-saving medical care because you voted to raise prescription drug costs and to take away health care from 17 million Americans? What about that, Mr. Fetterman? What about that? What about that person? What about the family whose child you sent off to war, who's going to die in Iran because of you? Because of you. How about that? How about that? You and Brian Fitzpatrick are letting this state down consistently. Pennsylvania, if you're watching, we deserve better. We deserve better. Hopefully, Summer Lee wins her race. We need her in Washington to represent us truly. If we have to have a representative government, then Summer Lee is the best way for our state to flourish and thrive. Senator John Fetterman reiterated on Friday that he has no plans to switch political affiliations, even as he feels increasingly lonely in his party. Fetterman told comedian and real-time host Bill Maher that he has seen a shift in the Democratic Party's values, including issues such as Israel, border security, and government shutdowns. Okay, first of all, hold on a second. Most of your Democratic colleagues have fallen in line when it comes to Israel. What the fuck are you talking about? 90% of them take APAC money. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Why? For what? What purpose is there to that statement, John Fetterman? Why are you saying that? Do you want people to take more money from APAC? Is that what you want? It is literally our foreign policy is whatever Israel tells us. That is our foreign policy. It's leaking into our domestic policy. Our foreign policy is Netanyahu gets onto the phone, calls Trump. Trump's like, I'll do whatever you want, Daddy BB. Just do not release the, golden goose. Do not release the smoking gun that will 100% prove that I did the shit in the Epstein files. Do not release that. I'll do whatever you want me to. I'll do whatever you want me to. It'll be big. It'll be beautiful. It'll be fast. It'll be great. That's all that happens. Netanyahu calls Trump. Trump does it. That's it. That's what it is. And you want to keep doing that? So when Gavin Newsom becomes president, it's just going to be like, oh, Netanyahu can call Gavin Newsom. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Why are we doing this? Fetterman told comedian in real time Bill. Oh, sorry. I already read that. Okay. My brain's going. I've, had to vote against the caucus, the Pennsylvania senator said. I don't enjoy that, but we used to be a party that would always refuse to shut the government down, and now we have to shut it down, and dropped a lot of mass chaos, and I just couldn't be a part of that. Fetterman, a moderate-leaning Democrat, has been critical of his party's role in the recent 76 76-day Department of Homeland Security shutdown, the longest in U.S. history, and repeatedly broke with his colleagues on votes to reopen the agency. He also butts the caucus by voting in favor of former Senator Markwayne Mullins' nomination to lead the department. He is also an outspoken supporter of the U.S. Israeli conflict in Iran, siding with Republicans to help defeat resolutions aimed at curbing Trump's authority to wage further military action under the War Powers Act. JFK is rolling over in his grave. FDR is rolling over in his grave. Fucking LBJ is rolling over in his grave. Jimmy Carter is rolling over in his grave and powering the whole world. Everything that those guys stood for is no longer what the Democratic Party stands for. The Democratic Party, ever since Bill Clinton, has stood for just being the Republicans, but pretending to like gay and black people. That's what they are. What it literally is Democrats are Republicans who pretend to like gay and black people. That's what they are. That's what they are. There is no left party in this country. You have center right and you have and then you have right. That's what you got. The Democrats are center right, the Republicans are right. That's it. That's all. I've been saying that for years and nobody believes me, but it's true. Those decisions have put him at odds with members of his own party, including Democrats in his home state who recently branded Fetterman as a traitor. He is one. CNN analyst Van Jones defended Fetterman on Monday. Of course he did, arguing it should not be illegal in the Democratic Party to hold moderate positions. If you want to be a moderate, that's fine, but just go be a moderate Republican. Go be a Republican. I would still be calling you out, but I wouldn't be calling you out for being a traitor to the values of the people that made the Democratic Party what it was. There's a reason that I don't fuck with the party. It's because of people like John Fetterman, people like Nancy Pelosi, people like Chuck Schumer, people like Adam Schiff, people like that. There's a reason that I don't fuck with this party. Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, the list goes on. Like, I'm not gonna rah-rah cheerlead because there's a D next to someone's name. That's how you get the Donald Trumps of the fucking world. I'm not gonna do that. I've called out Bernie Sanders on this show before. I've called out AOC on this show before. You know why? Because I don't worship a politician. I fight for my values and my policy beliefs first. And if there happens to be a politician that helps to try to build upon my vision, then I will support them tepidly. That is my stance. I don't worship politicians. It's stupid to do that. Some Senate Republicans and President Trump have reportedly been lobbying Fetterman behind the scenes to defect from the party ahead of the midterm elections, though the senator has said he is not interested. Well, he's going to lose anyway, so it's fine. I'm a committed Democrat, he told more on Friday. I thought we were supposed to be a big tent party. I'm not really sure how I have become an issue for any of the Democrats. Says some different views in these other issues. Fetterman also addressed the Democratic Party's declining support among young men, attributing the trend to growing an anti-men sentiment in some wings of the party. Part of the Democratic Party became more and more anti-men, or describing that they were part of the problem, or that they have toxic traits, and for those things, and that's why there's been such a migration away from the Democratic Party from young men, he said during the appearance on Real Time with Bill Maher. The problem is that Democratic politicians don't know how to talk to young men. It's not that they're anti-men. It's that they don't bother to communicate with men because they've given up on white men voting for them. And they think that Latino and black men will just vote for them no matter what happens anyway. So they have given up on trying to communicate with men in general. That's what the issue is. It's not that they're anti-men. They just don't care about trying to get every vote that they possibly can. That's that's what it is, and that's what I'm trying to change. Trying to reach out to young men who feel like they're being disenfranchised, and I don't want them to fall into the crowd that I almost did. I'm I'm trying to save people. Trying. It's hard, but I'm trying to save people. Young voters have been a reliable constituency for Democrats for decades, but the 2024 election showed a shift toward the Republican Party. It's really why one of the parts why we lost in 2024, the senator said. If you identify as anyone as the problem or blame them for some things, then you're going to lose. We forgot that we are in the business of addition, not subtraction, he added. Okay. So, in short, John Fetterman has got to go. We're working on primarying him. If I was old enough, I would do it myself. But unfortunately, I'm not part of the party anymore, so I'm gonna have to work on the ground and watch from the sidelines. And the show goes on, so does my life.